Sunrise over Perasi, East Bali. Looking around Perasi village, I've discovered this Raga Banjar Kerta Ampura Desa Adat Perasi. And they've sort of hit upon a style that's neo-East Balinese. Love the pretty blue painted eave planks, the eave boards. And this is the style that I just found at the Pura Dalam Perasi, which is nominally East Balinese, and it's refreshing to see an attempt at architectural conservation. Of course, all these longhouses are very East Balinese, and that colour scheme in the distance. It's very clear to the original wall here, just sort of Mungis Perasi style, but the village always had these tiny tight lanes, rather like the old architecture of Singaraja seen in Moyen's book. It's funny the way these old North Bali villages, so East Bali villages, had these little 2-ara plots and tiny lanes. Chinese colonial influence here. House gate. Seems to be a bit of a temple. Very interesting. If you ever needed more evidence about the Balinese #1 job being Balinese, you have to look in these tiny little houses and see them completely overcome with ceremonial doodahs, and the living quarters, these tiny little dark boxes at the back. They're just living under piles of preparations for offerings. Puss, puss, puss! Love this neo-Majapahit detailing. This exquisite house gate. House gate's almost bigger than the house. Very pretty little offering box at the entrance, and this rather Baliagar-esque Sangha Chuchuk on the left here with the 2 Brahmanarak bottle. But one of the sad things about the arrival of andesite is that the tradesmen, the artisans, don't have the luxury of carving and painting the red brick as they used to. Here's the classic East Bali Bantala. How's about the coconut husks being used as fertilizers and pig pens? Such an abundance of nature here, and in the distance I see another exquisite example. It's a temple. The Shiwawa Bantala with the window, which is a descendant of the Chinese north coastal temples of Java. They had those windows, little Chinese transoms left and right of the gate. The lovely lime or soft aqua of Java. A couple of wayang panels, very Karangasem. And the red brick traces of Majapahit architecture. Worst thing about the andesite explosion is the way it eats into airspace. There's nothing left to maneuver. Even the dogs hate it. Look, he won't come anywhere near that andesite. In the middle of Perasi we have an outbreak of Bensley-esque. Oh, shocking. Oh, it's the entrance to the gay sauna. Oh my God, what's happening? These are city architects who've come back to their village. Oh, New Asia, get thee behind me. So in the middle of beautiful neo-colonial Perasi village, I found the back door to the North Korean embassy. Here's the front door to the North Korean embassy. Everything's painted dark grey because Bulgari architects said that black is luxury. Ooh. It's a Perasi caveman going off to the fields. Okay, this lane might lead to some loveliness. Pagi! How friendly and sweet are they? What a pretty gate. Yet to succumb to the scourge of the grey and black paint. So this nice man is pointing out, I've given my little speech on the evils of andesite, and he's pointing out an original, Kariwentan Kuri Kunonge. And he's pointing out the original Popolan, the mud brick ball, of his house shrine. Very pretty. Wonderful Dadia temple, I think. In Perasi. Heavenly. Pretty little thing. Another great example of Perasi architecture. Another Dadia temple. Restored within an inch of its life. I'm hearing the honks of a big cow. Oh, what a pretty gate. Oh. What a lovely old matan. Swastiastu. Look at this beautiful house. What beautiful detailing. And the room at the back, which I was admiring, is a Sangi. She reminds me of Lempard's wife. Oh. So breaking out into the main square, I'm rewarded with this gorgeous Karangasem colonial gate. Pura Pamaksan Mutar. Sort of looking for the old colonial. Nibuli. How's that for a strong bit of Bataka? Bantala. So he's the descendant of the old village leader of days of old. Sira Pasampa. G'day. The lovely thing is, these are the ancestor spirits, and everyone has a different lamak. It's blue, green, shining red. So pretty. This is just west of the Jura McCull's house. People still proudly restoring the unique Perasi architecture. Life enhancing to discover this. What a pretty lane. Oh, a great bit of 60s Neo-Phoenician here. Mad about the sky blue and white detailing. Ah! Don't look, your eyes will burn out. Ah! Oh, this looks possible. My quest to find the old colonial shrines. Love the flanking cacti. This is the style I used. I continued at the old Four Seasons in Jimbaran, but it was then renovated by John Peregrine in the 90s puffy style with all the heliconia crab's claw. Blech. Crime against theology and geometry. So here's Gusti Ayu Manik and her relatives. Putra Sastrawan, I Gusti Ketut Martu, whose photo is in the Bali Museum. Very famous around Bali, and his writing even went to Holland about the history of the Majapahit sector of Perasi.
Ke Pakistan.
Sri Nararia ke Pakistan.
Punya putra dua.
Nge.
Dalam Nyuhaya dengan Pangeran Asak.
Oh, Pangeran Asak. Nge.
Itu Nyuhaya ini punya anak 8.
Nge.
Laki 7, perempuan 1.
Nge. Just hearing the Majapahit history of the Gusti path of Perasi.
Majapahit.
Yes. I've stumbled across the rather upmarket, posh Gusti section of Perasi. It must be said that Perasi has a pristine streetscape. Even the Ausfeld looks better. They've managed to preserve the East Bali look. Mangis used to be a bit like this, but there's nothing but temples left and right pretty much. And they've all been restored in a style sensitive to the East Bali traditions. This is the Pura Bali Agung, Pura Desa. Pretty Perasi. I love these are facing east. The others were facing west, flanking the main gate. This is a temple in Perasi, one of the 100 or so that seem to run along the main road. I've discovered a road leading south in Perasi village, so I'll go down here and check it out. Bit of an interesting looking temple down here with the Bali Lantang Kulkul look that seems to be a feature of. Found this lovely Purabeji temple, this taman. Like every Majapahit village has to have a taman, looked over by this unusual Garuda statue. There's a platform for all the offerings when it has its odalan, and a wonderful banyan tree where no doubt people do the nganget bring in. Great old Garuda statue and shrine. Pura Dukku Sakti. Oh, very glamorous. These little primitive figures that you see in North Bali. I didn't realize someone's made a set of them. They're cement, they're molds. Very lovely. Pretty Perasi. Nice little bit of colonial style corner. Bali. See you in the morning.